everyone, and welcome back to another video. I know it's actually kind of been a while since I've actually uploaded a video here to YouTube. I just needed to take a little break for a little bit. But now I'm back with a new video, and in today's video I'm going to be redrawing a Coraline drawing that I did back in 2020, and I'll put it up on the screen. Here we go. And I'm just thinking, back then when I first did this, I used to think that it was just so good. And this was actually my first digital drawing ever. So, I mean, I guess at that time I could see why I was so happy with the way I did this. I mean, I had the shadows, I had the lighting, and I had like the little dots in the background to make the drawing look more spooky, I guess. And I just remember being so proud of how the key turned out. I really loved how the light was around it and how the light traveled through the holes in the key. Oh yeah, and then something I want to mention is that in the old drawing, I remember trying so hard to make it look like she's looking up. Like as you see in this new drawing, you can tell that she's looking up, right? But in my old drawing, she still looked like she's just looking straight. Even though her eyes are looking at the key, but she just still looked like she's looking straight. I didn't really use any references at that time, so that probably explains why it's not so accurate. But for this drawing, I had to make sure I used a reference because I don't draw side faces that often. So yeah, if I did this just from memory, I would definitely struggle. And just thinking about this key that I just drew just now, on my old drawing, I had drew that in Ibis paint. So the way to get perfect shapes, it was kind of difficult for me. I didn't really master it quite yet because you actually have to draw out the shapes. There's like I don't really know how to explain it. It's basically like you have to grab one of the corners and then, you know, your shape is going to expand from that. That's how it is. And so I struggled to get like the perfect circle from that. But I don't know if it updated since then because I don't really use Ibis paint to really draw anymore. I just stay on Procreate. I mean, I just love the brushes that Procreate has. And this brush that I'm using right now, I'm using the dry ink, but I tweaked it a little bit to more of my liking. And if I were to draw something on Ibis paint, you know, I'll have to find the most similar brush, I guess, you know. And then some of the adjustments on Ibis paint, I do remember it was a little bit more difficult while Procreate is way more simple, so that would be an adjustment. Oh yeah, and then on this part right here, I remember in the old drawing the side eye was so difficult. I was not really sure how I should draw it, or, you know, like where the pupil should go, or anything really. I think I actually used reference for it. I think I just had to use a reference for that. Doing this key was just so much easier on here than Ibis paint. Okay, so right here you can see me changing the background and not being sure what skin color I should give her because I'm really confused about like when it comes to like drawing really dark things and like deep shadows. I really know nothing about that. And so I was thinking, should I do her skin color based on, you know, the background, or should I just do her skin color just, you know, just light, just a flat color, not even worry about trying to do the shadows yet. I wasn't really sure where to start. But then I just told myself, just do what you normally do. Let's just start with this. And also with this video, I made sure to cut off some parts, you know, that were, you know, kind of time consuming or really, you know, slow. Just so I don't end up having like 25, 24, 27 minute videos. I would really like to create shorter videos now, you know, just for time's sake. At least if I can just create videos that's at least under 20 minutes, then, you know, that'll work out just fine. Okay, so something I want to say about this shading the face thing. Okay, I actually had tried shading the face before, and that totally failed. I deleted the footage because, I mean, I was not about to add that up in here, but let me tell you, it was not the best. So I ended up restarting and finding another reference that had lighting coming from this angle, like where the key is. But goodness, it was really a struggle trying to shade her face because I mean, of course, I've never done this before, so I'm not really sure where all the shadows should be. Even though, you know, I attempted it on my old Coraline drawing, but I mean, that wasn't really, you know, all that great. But yes, I just then ended up just blending everything out with a blending brush to make lines not seem so harsh. And let me tell you, to be honest, was not really liking the way it was coming out quite yet. But I decided to stick with it. I felt, you know, once I really add like the shadows, the filters and everything, it would look really, really nice. So I still kept it the way it was. And doing the hair was my absolute favorite part. At first I wasn't really sure what shade of blue to do. I just didn't want the shade of blue to match the background because I was going to do that shade, but I was like, wait, no. Her hair is like really like a deep blue color. So I tried to match that a lot. And I also just really, really love the way I even like shape the hair too, because on the other one it just seemed like just very just flat, like no volume really. I mean, I know her hair doesn't really have like the bounce to it, but I just wanted to do something different this time. And then here I am adding just some more highlights just to brighten up the face a little bit more. I felt like I was looking a little bit too like dark or dull, I guess. I don't really know, but adding the highlights really helped. And then I'm just using a darker color just to darken up the darkest spots. I feel like I just needed that extra darkness to it, which I definitely ended up changing later. Right here you see me changing the color hue, and it wasn't really how I wanted it to be. I'm just trying to just blend it out. I'm kind of like thinking about, okay, what should I do? But I just like left it alone just for some time, just so I could just take a break from it because it was kind of frustrating at first. Oh yeah, and then right here, I totally forgot to add some shadows on it just before I started adding the details on the hair. So I made sure I added a little dark shadow to, you know, just darken this area a little bit. Okay, right here in a second, you're gonna see me changing everything once again. And I changed it to that purple, which I ended up changing later on because I just thought the purple just didn't match the lighting at all. And I also ended up adding purple to the jacket as well. I was like, it might be a really, really nice darkened color. But I just feel like with adding purples, you know, and pinks or those kind of colors, I feel like that would really match, like, if you're having lighting such as a sunset, maybe that would probably look way better. But yes, I definitely ended up changing this later. It just was not going to work. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did turn off the background because I'm gonna just copy this drawing transparent and put it on another canvas anyways, and then put a background there. And then right here, I tried darkening it a little bit because I felt like there was too much light coming from the back, which eventually I am gonna add backlight. And you can also see that I'm trying to add light to the top of her head as well. Okay, here's the part. I'm changing the hue of the jacket because I thought that purple definitely did not work. So I kind of made it more of like a muted yellow pink, I guess. I thought that would fit better. And then here I am once again, I just added that backlight. And then starting on the eyes, I made sure to get, you know, the pupil in the right place this time. Although in the other drawing, the people that I did, it wasn't bad, but it didn't really look good either. And I honestly really truly tried to draw this eye differently since it's at an angle. I didn't want to do everything flat. Oh yeah, and then for her dragonfly piece, I'm definitely going to do it differently this time. On my other Coraline drawing, I drew the piece way too big, I feel. And the colors were just, it was kind of flat. But even later on, you'll see me drawing the jewels. I definitely drew the jewels differently this time. And then as you see, I am doing highlights on her. I wasn't really sure if I should do highlights, especially like on the skin and clothes, because I was feeling maybe it might not look right, but I definitely did some adjustments to really help it match with the picture. And the highlights that were in dark areas, I made sure to darken that, and the highlights that are in the brighter areas, I made sure to just brighten it up just a little bit. But it definitely did turn out really, really good at the end. And here, my favorite part, I'm finally doing the shines in the eyes. And you know, I had to do a specific way because the eye is in an angle. Still did it the way I normally do, but had to do some adjustments. But I really loved how it came out. So right here, you're just seeing me dot the dragonfly to represent the rhinestones. All I did was just use One Procreate shine brushes to achieve this effect, and it really worked really good. And then on Ibis Paint, what I had to do was use a brush with just the color white and just dot everything. And then I went over it with a soft blend brush to give it like that glow effect, which took me literally forever. Oh my gosh, took so long. And then right here, I moved the entire drawing to a different canvas. And I actually tried doing a dark background. Something to try to match the old drawing, but not exactly. I made it a little bit darker. And then, as you see, I added a dark filter over the drawing so then I can erase some of the darkness and add highlights to it, like where the light is coming through. It looks very weird right now, and that's exactly how I felt while I was doing this part. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to keep it, but instead I just kept going just to see the result. It just still needed just more tweaking, that's all. So in order for it to not have that so rough look, I used the soft blend and just smudged and smoothed everything over, and that really helped the drawing. And doing this lighting on the key was a little bit hard. I was trying to figure out how big I wanted the light to shine through, and then also wondering what filter I wanted to. And I just think I just ended up just doing the add filter just so it could just be more bright. And for the key, I really tried to add some reflective lighting because, I mean, obviously there's light coming from behind, so you're going to see some of it kind of come around it, especially in the middle. That really just gave it an even more better effect. And then right here, I'm just darkening the edges just a little bit, just to give it more, you know, kind of darkness, you know, look. And just like the old drawing, I'm going to add these circle orb looking things, faded dots, in the background because I still think that's a pretty cool effect that I added. So I'm going to add it to this drawing as well, just to give it kind of like a spooky vibe, you know. And then later on, I did add some bigger dots. I thought adding the bigger dots will really, you know, complete the look. I felt like it was kind of looking just a little empty, so I added these bigger ones. And I'm adding some strands on her hair, just like I did with the other one, just to, you know, get her hair to be more like bouncy, flowy. And then right here, I'm gonna do my typical glowiness, kind of adding a little noise to it just to give it a little filter. And there you have it, the old Coraline, which you can tell is just no shadows, no definition to it at all, really. And then you have the new one, just perfect. Like, I just love it. Like, such an improvement for like 2 years. And I feel like I really just got the shadows on point, and the lighting is just perfect too, including the backlight. I just love everything about this drawing. And so yes, that is all for today, guys. Remember to subscribe and like this video, and I hope you all have a blessed day. See you later.